my gosh, it's been a minute. How are you guys over here on YouTube land? I missed you guys. It has definitely been a minute. So I decided that I'm going to go live. I'm not going to be here before you long, but I want to just go live and just talk about this is for my women who are going through a separation or a divorce. I want to talk to you about gaining confidence after a divorce, during a separation. I just want to be able to talk to you guys and let you know that you can definitely gain your self-confidence back, your self-worth back. For those of you who are not familiar with me, my name is Sharon Denise. I am a content creator. On all of my social medias, my content is around women who are encouraging women who are going through a separation or a divorce. And I definitely include the separation piece in there because separation for me was just as important, or yeah, just as important for me as the actual divorce. So a lot happened, you know, during my separation within myself. So I always put those two together. And so yeah, my name is Sharon Denise. I help women who struggle with the pain and heartache of going through a separation or a divorce. I help her to learn how to revive herself. And once she has revived herself, she's able to rebuild herself. She's able to rebuild her self-confidence and her self-esteem, and to gain clarity after or during a separation or divorce. So if that's you, you need to make sure you continue to watch this live. So I'm just going to jump right into it. I do have my notes, guys, because I haven't been live in a very long time, so I don't want to miss anything. But you know, as far as going through a separation or a divorce, we know that that can be it can take a hit to your self-confidence level, right? Let me know in the comment section below if you agree. Or any type of relationship, when there's a breakdown in a relationship, it can definitely take a blow to your self confidence. So but there's some ways to be able to build that up. These are little small things that you can do, you know, in your everyday life to help build yourself back up with your self-confidence level. The first thing that I want you ladies to do is to be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Like, you know, when you're going through this, you feel and you can hear all these negative thoughts, you know, inside of your mind saying, oh, you wasn't worthy, oh, you wasn't good enough, you know, da 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 da. It's already enough of that going on. So I want you to be kind to yourself. Listen, this is a grieving process, right? And in the grieving process, there's a number of steps that's in the grieving process. So allow yourself some grace because you are grieving, but don't beat up on yourself. I don't want you to, you know, beat up on yourself. So make sure you allow yourself to grieve. The next thing that I want you to make sure that you do, I want you to reconnect with family and friends. A lot of times when you're in relationships or when you're going through things, you put your friendships on the back burner. I want you to call that girlfriend, text that guy friend, and reconnect with them. You know, because by reconnecting with them, you know, you guys can catch up and it can bring you some enjoyment. So I want you to do that. Visit places that make you happy, you know. Go and have a girls' night or something like that. Go have brunch with the girls, or, you know, go have a nice little dinner. I want you to reconnect with family and friends, guys, because a lot of times in this situation, when you're going through this, you isolate yourself. And we're going to talk about isolation in a little bit. But I want you to make sure you make those reconnections, rebuild those relationships that, you know, may have fell to the wayside while you were in your marriage or your relationship, or when you're going through. So I want you to rebuild that. The next thing I want to encourage you to do is try something new. It can be a solo date. It can be a solo trip. Listen, I'm all the way in for solo dates and solo trips. Now, I haven't done a solo trip yet. I have actually a big one that is coming up, and I'm probably going to share that with you guys on YouTube when the time comes. But I do solo dates. I started solo dating myself maybe about a year or so ago, and honestly, guys, I wish I would have done that sooner. So that is something that you could try. I know you might feel kind of about it. But listen, the first solo date that I went to was I took myself to brunch. And I'm telling you, it just took that one. And then, you know, occasionally I'll take myself to the movies. I'll just go for walks by the water. Do something for yourself that's going to make you happy. So I definitely want you to try something new. Go on that hike that you've been thinking about. You know what I mean? Go on, like I said, that cruise. You know, go on that land vacation. You can do these things safely, of course. And there's lots of videos on YouTube that talk about like solo travelers and things like that, because you do want to be safe, for sure. But I want you to do, I said all that to say, I want you to do something new, something exciting, something that's going to bring joy to you in this time where there's a lot going on. And like I said before, I want you to practice self-talk, because there's going to be so many things in your mind, so many negative things in your mind. And I want you to combat those with positive things. It can be like reading a book, you know, reading self-help books, motivational books, listen to some podcasts, because when you are in this situation, it's so much negativity that can come all at once. You need to combat this negativity with putting positive things in your mind, in your heart, in your body. You know, exercise, start eating healthy. You can listen to podcasts. I have a couple podcasts that I listen to. There's people on YouTube that I watch. So you want to put positivity in your mind, in your body, because there is going to be so much negativity. And if you're already going through this, then you know what I mean. There's a lot of negative thought processes. So you want to also make sure you're doing self-positive talk to yourself. Don't talk bad about yourself. You know, there's thoughts of, oh, what am I going to do now? Or I wasn't good. All of that. So I want you to combat that with positivity, guys. So another thing that, and I think I mentioned to you guys that I am looking at my notes because I haven't done this in a while. I don't want to miss anything. Seek God for guidance and strength and direction. Listen, that's the only reason why I am here in front of you guys after going through a divorce of being with a person for over 20 years. Because I allowed God to use me. I allowed God in my time of prayer and fasting. I allowed him to rebuild me, and to refine me. So that's the reason why you guys see me on this screen right now. The woman that I was in 2020 when I went through separation is not the same woman that I am today. And I remember all the feelings and the thoughts that I was going through during this time. So I want to be able to help a woman who feels like she's alone, who feels like she's by herself. And that brings me to my next point. Ladies, it is so hard to isolate yourself. Please do not isolate yourself. Now, isolation, in my opinion, it is good for a while, because for me in isolation, I feel like, again, that's where God was working with me, working on my heart, working on, you know, making me become a better person. And so isolation, I think, is necessary, but you don't want to self-isolate for too long. If God is working on you in isolation, yes, do that. But eventually you have to come out of isolation. You don't want to sit in there for too long, because that's when the devil can play even more mind tricks. And that's what we're not doing. So get up, get out that bed, get cute, and go do some things for you. Like, girl, put that ish on. Listen, with women, it is true that when you look good, you feel good. And in this situation, if you're only looking good and you're only feeling good for a couple hours, that's fine. Because that's better than you being in that bed. You can't get up. You don't want to brush your teeth. You don't want to wash your butt because you're thinking all the negative things. You're heartbroken. Listen, let's be transparent. I feel like that is part of the problem right now, where women feel like they're the only people that's going through this, because people don't want to talk about it. But I am your girl, and I'm going to talk about it because it needs to be talked about. Look, the person that you see in front of you right now is a healed version of myself, and I want that for so many other women. So if you need somebody to talk to and you're going through this, reach out to me in my DMs. It will be definitely confidential, but if you feel like what I'm speaking is something that you're feeling and you're connecting with this, and this is relatable to you, then I want you to reach out into the DMs, and I will connect with you. So again, you need a support system, ladies. Make sure when you're going through this, you have a support system. It is detrimental to your health and your well-being, that that you have a support system. So these are ways, little small steps that you can gain your self-confidence back after heartbreak, divorce, separation. These are little things that you can just implement every day. So I want you ladies to just be encouraged and know that you're not alone. And if you have any questions or comments, you can go ahead and put those in the comment section or DM me if you just need somebody to talk to. All right, guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.